everyone, and welcome to this, well, how is my brain doing video. This is a video about my personal health and things going on, particularly the 5 major things that are going on. This is why the pace of videos coming out will be slowing down, as said in the update video, but also mental health and physical health should be talked about more, so I want to be more open about it. Not that I'm not in my personal life, it's just this is my channel and I try to keep just to my content. But this is an active subject that is now getting in the way. So I have 5 major mental health issues, as well as others, which I can get into if people want me to, but I'm just going to stick to the 5. I have ADHD, clinical depression, clinical anxiety, I am autistic, and I have recently been diagnosed, but this has been something that's been affecting me for well over a decade, with Idiopathic Hypersomnia, which is the biggest one actually getting in the way. The diagnosis is a coincidence with the fact that this has gotten as worse as possible. So, to start off with, I have ADHD. That one's a lot more common, a lot more people are kind of aware of what it is, and I have kind of a reverse situation of what a lot of people have, where most people will lose attention and everything because they've got basically too much mental energy going on and can only hyper-focus on things, while I kind of need to constantly have a bunch of distractions going on. That's why you can see so much in my room. My home is a clutter. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, but the more simplistic or focused things get, the less I'm kind of able to grasp onto things. A lot of the other stuff is still there, but that's mainly how it affects me. The clinical depression and clinical anxiety go hand in hand. And I say clinical in the sense of we're all able to have depression, anxiety, and similar things. That doesn't mean that something's wrong, nor does the clinical version technically, but it means neurodivergent at least. To put it simply, there is an imbalance in my brain, or potentially trauma, or things that have basically screwed with my brain, or they were that way to start with, and it took time to notice, that are out of the ordinary. So with the depression, I will get depressed for unnecessary reasons or completely out of control reasons, like something, insert minor, messes with me in a major level, or something non-existent at all, or literally no reason. And it's the same with the anxieties. And in the case of both, it's to the level in which medication helps. I do take medication specifically for those, and it is my primary medication that I take. So, yeah, it makes doing things hard in my life. In the case of the depression, it makes starting to do things hard, and the anxieties make it easy to stop doing something because I'm feeling overwhelmed. Now, as much as I listed autism 4th, I'm going to go with the idiopathic hypersomnia next. I listed that last because that affects the channel more, but is not the bigger thing in my that makes me me. To simply put it, I have trouble staying awake. I have trouble keeping energy. I have the urge to sleep constantly and will sleep a lot. It's not narcolepsy. I don't suddenly fall asleep, but I'm lucky if I get to stay awake for more than 10 hours a day. I still work a basically 9-to-5 job. That's how somebody's commented once. How do you keep being able to get this stuff? I have a full-time job. Thankfully, I'm able to work from home because of the pandemic made that available, but because of my anxieties and depression, I should have been able to begin with, but it wasn't facilitatable, and the pandemic kind of made that need to be facilitatable. So while that helps with all of this, the fact that I literally have days of wake up, work, go back to sleep 15 hours, somewhere, in there, try to fall asleep, try to wake up time. I used to have to travel an hour and a half both ways to my job, the one that I had before this, which I work for my state. I've been working for my state for a long time. And the issues were not at their second worst then, but they were just before that, and thus it was still kind of just like then also, that was my entire life. Also, I was taking a bus, as I still do. I pretty much shouldn't drive anymore for long periods of time anyway because of this. But yeah, it makes doing things hard even if I want to. I have barely painted any models. I didn't meet my model goal. I didn't meet my video goal. This all gets in the way. I've only recently become able to play video games at a decent rate lately, and outside of work, that's pretty much it. I managed to stay awake a decent amount yesterday because Horizon Forbidden West came out, and even then, I still wasn't able to stay awake too much longer. I'm only awake now because I was going to do some extra work for my job, but not able to, and I still have other plans. That's the kind of thing. Like, things need to keep me awake, company needs to be around, but pandemic makes that problematic. And then the last thing, the most important for my personality and me, this is not getting in the way of the channel, and is probably the main reason that I have the channel, is I am autistic. I am, as multiple professionals have put it, best case they've ever seen. As in, autism doesn't really affect my life too much, but it still very much does. Like, as in, while I am the best case they have ever seen, it is still clearly, to them, impacting my life. The easy thing to say about autism is it affects everybody differently. Mostly it affects our senses and our thought processes. In my case, all 5 of my senses are screwed up in some way compared to normal. I don't have a sense of smell or taste. I primarily smell things because at that point in time they've become caustic to my actual nose itself, and I taste through texture. I have such a enhanced sense of touch. I can feel vibrations through things. I can feel bone and muscle structure when I touch people. It's really weird on the kind of stuff, but also, like, it really matters the kind of shirts I wear and things like that. Materials will really mess with me at the same point because I'm overreacting to it. My sense of hearing is just in both directions. I can't sort out sound at all. I hear everything as if it's all fed into a computer and played back as one single sound. No differentiating technology or anything like that. You play 2 instruments, it comes out as one note. I recognize that that note is 2 different instruments, but I can't separate them ever. The same thing comes with people talking. I also can't ignore background noise. I can hear the hum of electricity. So while it's extremely enhanced, it's not to my benefit. And sight is, well, a little screwy. I need glasses. I can't see far away. But at the same point in time, I notice anything that moves in my line of sight, and I can actually see decently well in the dark. I need minimal light to see. This room is usually just all lights off, windows covered, and sometimes I'm still sitting here with sunglasses on that are polarized because I need the actual less light coming to my eyes. And then, of course, there's what society has been kind of picking up on more and is more prevalent. Most autistic people, and honestly, a lot of neurodivergence in general, they don't need to necessarily be autistic, but it's mostly autistic people, don't pick up on social cues at all. And it's not that we don't catch them. It's that they don't mean anything to us. The social norms that come with society are just stupid. I was once asked by an autistic friend when it comes to this, do you think we're the broken ones or society is? I think society is. Not that we can't improve, but it's more do this because we say so and there is no rhyme or reason behind it. We think more with logic than not. And I'm not going to say we think more with logic than emotions. If anything, we're very emotional. We have trouble displaying it because most autistic people have trouble showing that on their face. Anything you see me show, like people say that I have a lot of energy on here, it's because I purposely do it as opposed to subconsciously do it in the middle of talking. But in summary, the sleep issue is primarily what's getting in the way and slowing things down. It's affecting primarily everything in my life, actually, but it will slow down my painting. I point here because that's where I do that, and it will slow down this channel. I will still be attempting to post things, as I said in the update video. I will still be recording unboxing videos, but we'll be shying away from posting those just because that way they're there if people want to see them. It doesn't help that I'm having to run into the recovery month more from last year, where my audio just didn't pick up at all, so I'm having to do, as you've seen with some of them, just stills and VOs, and because you really can't do a second take on unboxing videos. But that's it. If you want to hear more about my mental health, or talk about yours, feel free to comment. If you found this video helpful, feel free to press the like button. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and press the dislike button, but I'm really going to wonder why. Please do tell me, and this is not a constructive criticism, like, do tell me why you didn't like me talking about this stuff. And if you want to see more like this, more mental health stuff, more how am I doing, how is my channel going, feel free to tell me. My other stuff, you know the spiel if you've watched my channel. Feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.